Tesla mobile app is absolutely packed with features and technology. It is far and away the most powerful vehicle app on the market. And there are so many features in this, I don't even have time to cover them all in this video. I've done a video where I've talked about every single feature. If you guys want to watch that, I'll have it linked down below. But in this video, we're going to be talking about some of my favorites and the ones that I use the most. Now, I'm going to give you a little bonus feature right off the bat. This isn't necessarily connected to the mobile app per se, but on your phone using any default mapping application, you can share an address with your vehicle at any time. All you want to do is hit the share button on your mapping app, then hit Tesla, and it will send it to the Tesla that you've opened the most recently on your mobile app. So if you have multiple vehicles, you can switch between them, send it to both. But if you're the default owner of just one of them, it will go to that one. But also inside of the mobile app, you have a trip planner. So if we go here into location, let's just say New York City, I'll just pick that. And then it's gonna map out the trip for me at all of the supercharging stations where I need to stop. But we can customize this by changing our departure energy. So let's say I'm at 70% right now. Let's say before this trip, I wanted to go home or go to a supercharger and charge to 100%. I can change my departure energy by clicking Set Departure Energy, drag that up to 100, hit Save. Now it's going to update the mapping, and it's going to have me going to a different supercharger first than it did before, since obviously I'll have more battery to work with. It is saying this whole trip is going to take me 13 hours and 7 minutes. It's 739.4 miles. We can also go in and edit the trip. If we want to add stops along the way, we can do that, and it will auto update. This trip planner is super, super powerful. And then once we're actually done editing the trip, we've got it exactly how we want it, we have the option to send it to the car. So if I click Send to Car, almost instantaneously pop up on my vehicle's display. And if you got FSD, just press and hold, start FSD on the screen, and boom, we're on our way to New York City. Just like that quickly. And it's already planned out every stop for you, exactly how long you need to be there to get to the next one. It's just really seamless. There's other things that work with your phone, like that sending the address back and forth. You can have your text messages sync to your display. You can have your
Metz Tech
calendar
says,
sync from
"Hello."
your phone to your display. But again, those aren't necessarily about the mobile app. I just wanted to mention those in case you guys didn't know you could do that. Now, far and away, one of my favorite parts of owning a Tesla is not having to carry keys. Now, of course, you do get a physical key in the form of a key card like this. I carry it as a backup, but it really defeats the magic of the Tesla mobile app. And that's using this or this as your key all the time. And the setup process could not be easier. I recently picked up my new Model 3 Performance here, and the key cards are sitting inside. You don't even really need them. You walk up to it, you press setup on the phone thing, it like connects Bluetooth in like a second, and boom, you've got full functionality over your vehicle. And when I tell you this feature alone will ruin every other car for you, I'm serious. I recently took my wife's car to get the oil changed, and new windshield wipers, normal thing. The amount of times where I just got out of the car, just opened the door without putting the car into park, without taking the key out, and was like, oh shoot, I can't do that. Just do all the steps, then get out. Kind of embarrassing how many times that happened. It absolutely ruins you, but it's so, so nice. And not only can you take advantage of this as the main driver, but you can also share virtual keys. So if we go into security and drivers here, and we go down to manage drivers, you can see I've already tried to add an invite here. I can cancel that. But you can go here to add driver, create invitation, and then you're able to send that virtual key to anybody. So if somebody needs to borrow your car real quick, you don't have to find a way to, leave the keys under the gas cap or on the front tire or whatever. You can just send them a virtual key. And then when they no longer need to borrow your car, or you don't want them to be able to access your car anymore, you just take that invite away. It's that simple. Now, I hesitate to mention this one because not every vehicle is going to have this, and I don't use it a ton, but having summon on here is super, super nice. Even more so, I think dumb summon is really cool and helpful because it basically just lets you scoot your car forward and backwards. So anytime like I'm in a driveway or in my garage and I just want to move my car up a tiny bit without having to do the whole process, get in, squeeze by the wall, because I park on the side where it's pretty tight to the wall, you could just slowly scoot it up or scoot it back if you need to. Or sometimes I can even pull it fully out of my driveway if I'm washing my car or something like that. So it can be really helpful. I still do use actually Smart Summon sometimes, and it's really cool. I've made a whole video talking about it. If you guys want to watch that, I'll have it linked below. Now inside the app, you do have some nice customization features. First and foremost, at the top of the app, you can click, if it just says Model 3 or whatever, you can click that. But mine I've already named. You can press and hold on this, and it will actually let you rename your vehicle. So if I just wanted to, rename it again to Metz, I can do that, or I can change it to whatever I want to. Under that, you're going to have your battery percentage. You can tap that and it will switch between percentage and actual range. Really helpful there if you want to customize that. And then you can see down below that I do have an ultra red Model 3 performance here, but if I wanted to go, let's say, into toy box on my vehicle's display, I wanted to go to the colorizer, customize that. Let's change the color so it's more noticeable. It's almost football season, so we'll make it purple for the Ravens, and then hit save on that. Almost instantaneously, my app has updated and my vehicle is now purple. One more little thing you can do on the app, a lot of people know about this feature, it's been well documented, but you'll see I have 4 app icons down below. These are like quick shortcut controls. I've got lock, turn on my fans, and then frunk and trunk opening buttons, but you can actually add a 5th one. So if we go in here, we just pick one of them, we hold down on it. That will allow us to customize, and then we could take anything. Let's just do honk. We'll drag it over, hold it all the way to the right side of the screen to where you see that little extra gray bar on the side, and then let go. That will add 5 controls. You can see now we've updated it to 5 on the app there. And then if we swipe out of it, you can see at the top of our app here on my home screen, we now have 5 as well. So really cool. You can add that 5th one. But again, that's a well-documented feature. But just in case you didn't know, there you go. One of the most helpful features inside of the mobile app is tracking your charging history, and it gives you some nice options to view that as well. So if we go down here to charge stats, you can sort it by month. If you want to look just at the month you've just done, you can see there that I've spent $32 in charging, and that includes 12% supercharging, which was, I think, $8. So $24 in home charging over the last 31 days. 81% has been at home. It shows your estimated gas savings. And then you can go down here and view your home versus supercharger kilowatt hours cost. And if you do want to customize that, you can. You can go into set charging costs, and then you can change it if you know your exact cost per kilowatt hour. But you can also sort it by year, so you can see how much I've spent from September 2024 to August 2025, which again, it's on the specific car that you're looking at. So if you have multiple cars, you switch between them. But since I'm only in this one car, this is what it shows me. But you can also go to the top, go to the hamburger menu, go to charging, and then you can go to history under charging here, and it's going to show you a breakdown of every single time you've used a supercharger, where it's at, time and date, how much you spent there. Now again, this is just on my specific car, so it's showing my old Model 3, which I only supercharged a handful of times, and last supercharged in December of last year, and then I've only supercharged once in this new Model 3 that I have, and that was just a couple days ago. Like I said, $8.48. You can filter that if you want to by your specific model. So I've got my new Model 3 and my old Model 3 that I can apply filters for. If you had even more cars than that, you could filter by that. But you can also hit this little download button at the top. It will email you your documents. You can save it as a PDF if you want to, or you can save it as an Excel file, and then you can import it into Excel and track all that. Super, super helpful feature there. And then finally, far and away, one of the most helpful features inside of the Tesla mobile app is the live camera viewer and then the dash cam viewer. So it's all kind of combined into one. So if we click on this live camera, it's actually not going to do anything because I'm sitting in the car. You can't look at it when someone's sitting in the car unless you're using dog mode. But if I weren't sitting in the car, I'd be able to open this and view all 7 of my cameras around my vehicle in live time. And this allows you to honk, flash your lights, fart, and even talk through your car's speaker system right through here. So if anyone's kind of messing with your car, getting a little close, you can go in here and, say, hey, back off. So that's really neat that you can do that, and you can go into each individual camera, which is fun. But if you hit the little record sentry button up at the top, we can go to Dashcam viewer right here. And this is going to connect to your vehicle and then connect to whatever, flash drive you have inside of your center console. And you can sort them by all clips. You can sort them by Sentry specific clips, or if you've saved dashcam clips while driving, these will also pop up here. And then you can click on them. You can jump to the specific event that you saved, or you can save a 30-second clip to your Photos app. You can switch between all the different cameras. There is so much functionality here. You can delete clips if you don't want them anymore. The only thing to keep in mind is if you do export clips from this specific part of the app, they're going to export in a lower quality than if you were to pull them off of the flash drive inside of the glove box on your computer. So if you really need like to see a license plate or a face or something like that, I would get it off the flash drive on your computer. So there you go, guys. Those are some of my favorite features of the Tesla mobile app. Again, I'm just scratching the surface on everything that this app can do and the information that it can show you. If you want the more comprehensive video where I go through every single menu, I've got it linked down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite feature of the Tesla mobile app is. Let's talk about it down in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be among the first to see every single new video the second I hit publish. We'll see you in the next one.